Welcome to another day in the Matrix, Waters Above Crypto. Today I'll be getting interviewed by 3T Warrior Academy. It will be live streamed on his channel and then uploaded to mine afterwards. Looking forward to that. And in today's video, I'll be diving into the Bitcoin and XRP charts. We're seeing XRP having a nice recovery, as I told you we should expect in last week's videos, after we bottomed out at 51 cents on the 15-date numerology. And I'll also be giving a little Gematria Decode of Basel 3. It's been brought up to me quite a bit frequently since last week's live stream, so I'm going to show you guys some of the numbers that I'm seeing with that. And if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, numerology, and astrology to understand these markets. Feel free to subscribe, turn on the bell notification to stay updated on when new videos come out. And make sure to give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious people to help grow this community. Also, just a reminder, I'm running a sale on my Mastermind course until the end of this month. For those of you who want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, you can join my Mastermind course. There's a promo code in the pinned comment below to get a discount. My email's in the description box to get in contact with me for access to the course. And with that being said, let's take the red pill. So, a lot of people reaching out to me wondering why XRP is doing so well today. About 12% up, as high as 13 to 14% to the upside from the beginning of yesterday's daily close. And if we add up the date numerology as 6/29/2021, we're getting the master number of 22. And of course, another thing that I do quite often here on this channel is I'll add up the date as such, 6 plus 29 plus 20 plus 21, and we're getting the 76. And those of you that have been following my work for a while, you know the 76 number comes back to Ripple, and the 22 number comes back to XRP. So, okay, with Ripple, we're getting 76 in the English ordinal, and then with XRP, we're getting the 22 in the full reduction. Also, in regards to the 27 number and its importance is because we're about 6 days away from the 27th week of this year, and Ripple equals 27 using the Chaldean cipher. So today's going to be cool because when I do the interview over at 3T Warrior Academy's channel, me and Coach JV are going to be discussing a little bit more about Gematria because he's quite interested in that, and it seems that his people might also be seeking some exposure to this esoteric knowledge. And I'm going to actually be giving a little bit of a breakdown of all the ciphers and just kind of my methodologies and why I do what I do when I'm using this Gematria code. And then, of course, starting in the month of July, which is very soon, we have those 4 Gematria decodes we'll be doing on the cryptocurrencies that my mastermind community members have voted on. And I'm really excited to start with that. Just a sneak peek, one of the ones is XDC, Zinfin Network, and I've started a little bit of decoding on that, and it's mind-blowing. Just the logo alone is something I'm having a lot of fun with. So I'm really excited to start that Gematria Masterclass next month. The whole month of July will be dedicated to that, so anyone who's waiting to join the Patreon at the beginning of July, it's going to be a really, really fun month full of tons of value. So one of the things that I was discussing last week was this bottom on XRP at the 15-cent level. And you could see right here on the 22nd of June, we're getting that 51-cent bottom on the nose. And the reason that I was very confident about that was because XRP equals the 15 in Chaldean, and it's always as above, so below. But if we take that date of when that happened with the 6/22/2021, we're getting the 15. So whenever you see these sorts of confluences going across the board, especially with XRP and the number 14 and 15 predominantly, you can guess that there's going to be some serious energy reversal. It might be bearish, it might be bullish, but the point is that with Gematria, you're able to utilize this code and see and kind of pre-plan. And I've even seen a member in our community who decided to make a calendar and basically add up all the date numerologies and the gematria of it all and make an entire calendar. So that's really cool, and that's a project that I would love to spearhead sometime in the month of August to be able to set ourselves up for the bullish energy I'm anticipating into the fall time around October, November, December. So we can make like a community calendar together for the mastermind community over on Patreon, and I think that'll be a really cool project. We could do it for ETH, XRP, Bitcoin, some of the other things that we're interested in like Chainlink, Theta. It'd be really cool to do that. And also, before we jump into the charts, I wanted to quickly show you this. So last week, there was some talks about this Basel III thing, and I was really interested in it because a lot of people were bringing it up, especially some of my private one-on-one clients. They are bringing up this Basel III over and over again. And I haven't looked into the nitty-gritty of it, but I like to just do decodes, and I like to like keep unbiased position. Excuse me. I like to keep an unbiased position when I'm unaware of something and just jump straight into the decodes. So I know a little bit about Basel III in regards to gold, but I don't know all of the regulations and future legislation and all of that. And I don't really need to know. I just look at the code. And I mean, immediately when you type this in, it's amazing. The 42. Wow. Whenever you're seeing a 24 or a 42, that's powerful. So we're getting the 42, the 15, 99, 36, and the 17. All of these numbers are critical and they show up quite often in my work. But let's just have fun really quick. We have that 42 and that comes back to Saturn with the 42. Another thing is everything works in reverse as well, like a mirror. So you have the as above, so below. And that's the 24 backwards. So back to Basel III, and we're getting, imagine these two ciphers and their connection back to the 24. So you have a 99, which obviously can't be mirrored, and the 36, and the 99 and 36 come back to Jupiter, the 99, 36, and the logo of Jupiter is a 24, the zodiac logo of Jupiter. I've showed you guys that plenty of times, but you could just go ahead and Google that real quick. So amazing that this ties directly to Saturn and to Jupiter. And this 15 comes back to the moon. So of course, everything is governed by sun and moon. Of course, we have the 15 right there. So the most important thing, though, is this 17, and the 17 being in the Chaldean cipher. Of course, it doesn't have nines in the Chaldean, so it is special because most of the time these reduce down to the 9. Nine's a really important number, mostly because we only have 1 through 9. 0 is kind of a place marker to restart the numbers moving in sequence forward. So again, anyone who studies numerology, you'll understand what I just said. Now, this 17 comes back to gold. The 17. It's amazing. So allegedly, this whole Basel III thing was supposed to shake up the gold price. A lot of analysts were speculating it would create a spike in the price to the upside. And then I don't know if anyone remembers, because it was a live stream that maybe only had about 300 to 400 people in it, but I actually did technical analysis on gold live in a video. So I'm going to quickly just recap what happened in that live stream. So anyone who remembers this, it would be great if you could comment, or if you're in our mastermind community, if you could let me know. I think the live stream has since been deleted, but that doesn't really matter. So essentially, the live stream was done somewhere back in May, and I remember the price being a little bit higher than where it actually is today. Now, a lot of people were speculating that this was just going to keep mooning to the upside because of this Basel III thing. Even the people who are like only Forex technical analysts or people who are gold bugs. So they have a lot of knowledge, allegedly, in technical analysis. But I was telling everyone, anticipate if we break this white trend line, we're going to head into what's called the automatic rally using Wyckoff. So what we have here is we have a buying climax at 2075. Then we have a selling climax down here at the $1,600 level, double bottom, classic double bottom, W breakout into the bull trap. This is the automatic rally or the automatic reaction. And the automatic reaction always comes back to the golden pocket Fibonacci, which was a hair away from the 618, a huge rejection, and then look, breaking through this trend line is what heads us into the spring. So I told people this is exactly what would happen. I said anticipate gold breaking through this white trend line, line to get rejected by the golden pocket, come back down to this white trend line, potentially break lower than the 236, and then you start heading into your spring. Now you could extend this line further, and you could anticipate we come back to touch on that line, and that would be a good support level. And the reason I'm describing all this information to you is it's because I don't really care for news. I don't focus on regulations or hype or any of that shit. I focus on the chart. So this Basel 3 thing is actually, it started, I believe, on the 28th. That was the key date. And look at the price today. We're actually falling and making a lower low in the structure. So if this doesn't hold this 1750 level, which is this bottom wick right here, on a daily close, this thing's going to come back down to the 17. It doesn't matter what happens with regulations or any of that. Gold is heavily controlled by the New World Order, by the Brotherhood. They're going to make sure that this asset stays as stable as physically, humanly possible until this market switches full-blown CBDCs. So I just want people to understand that I'm all for people's research and study into these ideas. And I'm definitely not saying what I'm saying right now to shut you down from your theories. But I think this is kind of coming back to the XRP community as well. Whenever there's something big going on with regulations or teaming up with a bank or this or that and the third, I'm the one sitting here telling everyone to focus on the chart and using Gematria Numerology and Astrology and focusing on market structure. That's what's going to be able to tell you what happens next. There's no legislation or regulations or any of that shit that will ever supersede such. Gematria is the secret code to tell you where prices will go on the days they will go to those prices. Plain and simple. So we're heading towards the 4th of July in a couple days. I anticipate this thing's probably going to be $1,776, get rejected off the 236 and this white trend line on the outside, and then it will complete the spring. The spring doesn't have to go as low as this double bottom. It could be caught in a supply test back to this area of trading range right here. This cluster will be a nice support, and that's very close to where we are today. So we could see a premature spring where it doesn't actually create a lower low, but if we break through that 1677, you're definitely going to get what's called a dead cat bounce scenario, and it's going to look ugly. And you would need something like the proof of backing of the gold, of the physical gold. You would need stuff like that to recover the prices. So anyways, I don't want to focus on this too much, but I am saying what I'm saying because now I think it could clear a lot of things up for people. And let's move on to the Bitcoin chart. So first, before we move on to that, if you guys are new here, please give us a subscribe. We're growing our channel, conscious beings around here, and give this video a like if you like what we're doing. Really unique analysis on this market using a lot of things that most people aren't even considering. So with this Bitcoin price, it's looking good. We're seeing this white trend line come into a noticeable resistance when we're on the linear scale. And I'm going to leave it on the linear for the most part. You're seeing we have this touch resistance and then a support, failure of support created this bigger correction. And then we have a failed fake out breakout, which is now coming back to this trend line yet again. But if I go to log, we have a different picture. So with log, this is a perfect resistance. This is a perfect support. And this is the perfect failure. And if I zoom in, you can see how well this has been working lately. So you see how all the time when it hits this trend line, it just pretty much comes right back down. The one difference right now between this breakout and this breakout back here in early June around the new moon is this blue trend line. So this blue trend line, if we follow, it started near the bull trap. So look, we have a complete all-time high. This is called an upthrust after a distribution. Then we come down, retest this level right here, which is the 0.5 fib, have a failed higher high, and this is the bull trap followed by a massive sell-off. Then we have what seems to be a rejection on this blue trend line again, which matches perfectly on these two candles. And we're seeing today might be the first daily close above this level. Now, I'm not really too excited about this at all. I'm just letting you guys know because I brought this up in yesterday's video. The more exciting breakout would be outside of this dome, this arch that has been a noticeable resistance. I call it the firmament, the firmament dome. And it's been a 180-day resistance pretty much. So breaking out of that would really be awesome, because then what I would anticipate is something like this. Perhaps we bull trap into the 0.5 fib and do something like this. And then we get caught on this white trend line again for a test, and that would be all support right here. Now that would be really textbook, and I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. No one does, but I still do anticipate a pullback in the full moon of July, the full moon of August, and ultimately the full moon of September after we start the Shemitah. I'll also be talking about the Shemitah in depth in today's interview. So the long and short of it is, it would be incredible to see a weekly close for Bitcoin above 37,400. If you don't own any Bitcoin, it's still an incredible thing, because when Bitcoin's bullish, all of your altcoins that you hold are bullish. So it's imperative that if we get this close above the 236, then potentially above this firmament dome, we will start to see a bullish reversal across the board for every single altcoin, and we'll probably see by as early as next week, or about the new moon of July 9th, we will see a 100% gain across the board for most altcoins from the wick lows. So you pick your favorite altcoin, measure up 100%. That's most likely what you'll see in the next 15 days. Sounds crazy, but it's crypto, and that's what crypto does. So perhaps tomorrow I'll be doing a more in-depth technical analysis on these charts, but I do want to move over to XRP, since that is our focus today with this big 11% candle to the upside. So you can see this structure that I was basically determining back here is almost identical to what we're seeing. So this candle right here of January 6th about is sort of like the motion that we're doing. I'm not anticipating this big green tomorrow. It's possible. The reason why it might be possible is if I write out tomorrow's date as 6/30/2021, we're getting that 14, which of course comes back to XRP. And then also right here. And then also if I add up the date again with the 6 for the month of June plus 30 for the day plus 20 plus 21, we're getting 77. So of course that's really good. So in Hebrew, the 7 is perfection, and 77's lucky, man. So it could be a good day for cryptocurrencies. Any crypto that has the 77 in it as well, which I'm sure there's a bunch. So anyways, the point being is that the levels that we spoke about in yesterday's video still stand. I'm anticipating this 86 cent level to be a really tough level. The 86 because Ripple equaling 86, and then also it's our 236 area, and I believe it is also where the 34 EMA is. Yep, it's pretty damn close. So clearing the 34 EMA is the thing that we haven't done basically since back when the prices were in the high $1 level, about the $1.40 level. So it's been a minute, this red 34 exponential. So that'd be great. I've heard a couple people discussing this idea of altering your fibs on each chart to match the gematria of this is an idea I actually brought up about 3 or 4 months ago to some of my private clients, and it's something I'm going to start testing out moving forward. It might be a good idea for my trading course to see how we can implement it, but yeah, just a little sneak peek idea to some really creative technical analysis that could be done. But for the most part, I like sticking to Fibonacci numbers. So I have the 13, 21, 34, 55, and the only exception I use is the 200. I have messed around with higher, but we'll keep it at that for our regular TA on the day. So a couple other things that are really awesome for XRP is we have this 3-day closure clearly looking like a reversal because it will be bullish engulfing all the way. 3-day closure will be tonight. We're also seeing the 2-day looking like it wants to cross bullish. It's ticking to the upside, which is really good to see. And then the daily, I believe we flipped bullish on MACD as well. Yes, we have. And it'll be even more bullish today. And then I believe after today's daily closure, the RSI is going to start entering about that 47s. And once it breaks above 50, that's when we're looking good because we'll clear out this last level right here. And this is a clear sign of a reversal. I really don't know how to say it any other way. We called that 51-cent level as the bottom. Again, I felt very confident in that because of the Gematria aligning with the numerology. And whenever you see all that confluence, you can't disregard it. People want to, say that, oh, that's, that's luck. Or no, it isn't. It isn't luck. You just have to have confidence when everyone's fearful. That's really it. You don't even actually, if you just judge by how much fear is in a market, you could pretty much determine a reversal's coming really soon. And that's the kind of stuff that you see. Now, when I say reversal, I don't necessarily mean we're going to make new all-time highs anytime soon. My call is I'm anticipating a $1 break sometime by next month and as high as $1.40. And then I think, by September, we're going to start to see some noticeable recovery in terms of stabilization for XRP. So we'll probably be trading in the 150s, maybe even as high as $2 levels, but it won't be happening until September or October. Now, that's my ultimate call. Some people yesterday weren't too happy to hear my outlook, but again, this market doesn't need to be doing 100x's on every single thing. And a lot of these people that put in their life savings into cryptos, no matter what it is, XRP, Cardano, doesn't matter. If you're putting in all of your life savings and then you're just praying for these extremely exuberant price points, you're not investing. You're gambling. Because you're going into this with a preconceived notion that it'll do something based off of basically just theory. It has nothing to do with the safety or generation of wealth. People who are rich or wealthy, they don't look at the market like, oh, if I get in today, I'll be able to make 100x by next year. No, they don't look at it that way. They say, okay, what am I holding? Well, I'm holding lots of fiat. Where would that best suit me? Would it best suit me at the top when RSI is sitting at oversold levels or near? Or would I wait on my fiat entries to when things are oversold and very fearful? It's basic, everyone's happy and euphoric when things are up and they just want it to keep going up. And that's going to be the way a bull run ends. It's a huge rug pull. And this is very indicative of a sign of weakness in a cryptocurrency. So it's important that people open up their eyes, disregard the news, disregard the SEC, Gary Gensler, all that stuff. It's really unimportant. Pay attention to the chart. Take all this bearish time right now to educate yourself. Focus on the market. Focus on the charts and follow the money. You could clearly see what's going on behind the scenes if you pay attention to Grayscale. You could see ever since this dump that we had, Bitcoin short-term wallet holders pretty much left the market while long-term wallet holders became even bigger whales. Now, why would it be that they're becoming bigger whales if we're about to enter a $20,000 Bitcoin price? It'd be kind of stupid, right? Especially retail can barely afford 0.1 Bitcoin. These guys are buying $400 billion. It's insane the amounts of money that these guys have, the amount of capital. They have direct access to the printing press directly from the Federal Reserve and central banks. That's what institutions have. That's what we don't. The average retail can barely get a personal loan from a bank right now. That's how steep the lending practices are for retail. But when it comes to the investors, it doesn't matter because they have collateral. They have underlying assets to borrow against, like their stock holdings and etc. So anyways, we got that interview today at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. I believe it's Phoenix, Arizona time zone with 3T Warrior Academy. Really excited to share everything we're doing over here on his channel with his following. Feel free to go over there and subscribe to his channel, show some love. And the last couple of days of the Mastermind course sale are happening right now. I will be increasing the price in the start of July. It has over 110 videos, so definitely take advantage if you want to learn my strategies of how to read the charts and learn technical analysis to combine with Gematria and these esoteric principles that we're sharing over here on this channel. And enjoy the rest of your day in the Matrix. Much love.